Hi students, can you hear me? Good afternoon. Hi, just Jajil, how are you doing? Let's wait for some more students to join in. So just put down our links to all our social media handles, and if anybody is interested to, join us on Instagram or Facebook, you can just check out these links. So today I have just come live because we got this news that VACs are going to continue to remain closed till 31st of October, which wasn't really something we were expecting. But 31st till 31st of October 2020, VACs are actually going to remain closed. So I wanted to know what are all of your thoughts about this. So while VACs remain closed till 31st October 2020, the AIPs, yes, I know, Anil, that can be said. But yes, Mr. Gill, Jan intake the AIP आऊंगे looks like that to me because जे वैक्सीन ही खुलेंगे तो फिर AIP ही grant करने पड़ेंगे या what I'm just thinking is that they will just probably not even give out any results because they said in their last webinar that they are finalizing those applications which may narrate a refusal, means any application which does not meet the basic eligibility criteria will be refused. So means their final results can come. Now, what we have as of today, 1st October 2020, is that VACs are not going to open till 31st October 2020. It means they cannot call passports for passport stamping. There will be no biometrics for students who have the biometric instruction letter, but there is no biometric that is going to happen. And students who could travel earlier are the only students, if they are left now, students who have their visas before 18th March 2020 may be allowed to travel if their program is hybrid. So that is the state as of today. AIPs are coming, but they are so extremely slow that it's not more than 1 or 2 or 3 a day, per consultant across the nation, in fact, across the world. So it's like really slow. Students waiting from Feb, March are continuing to wait. Um, yes, I think, Wasim, that's a very good question. That is it getting clear now whether April 21 is when we get to travel or VAX may open only by then? So, today's discussion is very, uh, some questions are very difficult for me to answer. And today's discussion is just out of my experience that I will be talking that I no consultant or no student or no parent wants their students to defer the admission to the next intake. So if you have a 2 year course, starting in January is okay for students who still don't have their results. और अगर आपने अपनी applications defer कर ली हैं, so starting in January is okay because for sure either by January or by April you will be able to travel. Now, if you have read the news carefully, or let's talk specifically about Ontario because I was listening to the Doug Ford and the Premier of Ontario and the health minister. So both of them have given the numbers that there will be at least 1,000 new cases of coronavirus, by the end of November. in Canada. So that's in Ontario. That's their numbers that they have given out. This is mostly in regions like Toronto or the other, major cities in Ontario where the number can go high. Obviously, not in the far off places, but yes, where the population is higher. Now, if I have to talk about safety perspective, then deferring to Jan is a good, deferring to Jan is a good option because if you start in January, you will have more clarity by then, and also you will be able to know more clearly about VACs by then. Now, recently, there's another news that spousal applications are going to be processed quickly because they were on hold till now. So when the same amount of staff is actually working with the case processing centers, then if they are now paying more attention to PR applicants, because if you would have heard recently that they have invited 4,200 new express entry applicants, it means that is the number of invitations to apply, ITAs that they have issued. So one, PR applicants, they are paying attention, highly paying attention. They're highly paying attention to the spousal categories. So and student permits are going on the side. I mean, they never really stopped processing of student permits. So now more categories are entering. So till 15th September, it was all about student permits. But now after 15th September 2020, they are paying attention to spousal applicants, I mean spousal open work permits or spousal applications, as well as to PR applications. So deferring to Jan is not a bad choice. If you are really not sure about September, your AIP has also not come till now. And if your college is not allowing you to do online classes, then just defer to January intake. That would be my suggestion right now to those who are comfortable in deferring to the January intake. Mr. Gill, I would like to know what is your college and what course have you taken? Have you deferred to January intake? Do you already have your AIP or not? Mr. Anil, yes, now students who have received AIP are also thinking because they might have to complete at least one semester in India itself because ICCRC has already announced long back that students can actually complete their 50% course in India and will still be eligible for postgraduate work permit. So we do want, so students, who have a job in India or who have a family, who are married, for them, it's actually a good option. They're saving money on accommodation. They do not have to go out of the house. They can study. They can work. For them, this is good. But for students who are just freshers and they left their jobs and their main aim was just to go and study, for them, this is quite a time of trouble. Traveling is not going to happen any sooner. So we should not stay in that thing that, okay, travel can happen next month or next, we don't know. Till VACs don't open, travel is not going to happen. So I don't know what your consultant is telling you. I don't know what your friends are telling you, but I am just looking at what is being, what looks from the authorities that visa application centers don't open, then what should we do? Visa application centers won't open, biometrics won't happen. Biometrics won't happen, visa stamping won't happen. Visa stamping will not happen, you cannot travel. Even if visa stamping happens, till the Canadian borders of the travel restrictions are not becoming flexible or eased out, you cannot travel. So it's as clear as that. So nothing to hide in this, and COVID cases are going to increase in Canada as well as the numbers shown by Doug Ford and other health minister very recently. If anybody wants to apply for visitor visa, sir, this is not the right time. You may apply. That's okay. You can apply. But you will just be sitting with your file in the embassy because you will not be called for biometrics. You will not be called for submitting your passport because they are not even allowing students, whose money is at stake to travel and actually, study. So who have already put 15 lakhs, so more than 15 lakhs at stake. So visitor visa is not going to open any soon. In fact, it's such a thing that citizens of Canada cannot come to India. They have their families in India, and citizens of India cannot travel to Canada because even though they have their families there, so it's a very tough time for everybody waiting to meet their loved ones. So Amit, if your IELTS is expiring next month and you have to defer, is there any need to revise IELTS? And no, Amit, not as of now. You don't need to revise IELTS. You do not have a chance, but you do not have a choice but to defer because you have not received your AIP. We understand that. If you've not received your AIP, you don't need to revise your IELTS right now because as per the last webinar, they had already told that they had already told that your IELTS will be considered valid from the day it is your file has been submitted to the day your file has been picked up. So it's not your mistake if IRCC is taking time to give a decision on your application. You are absolutely okay. You do not need to, further do any I'll still IRCC asks you to do so, and which they are not asking. So you can wait. I cannot tell you that the news yesterday of VACs being closed till 31st October is just putting more delay to students' patients, and it's very difficult. We cannot tell when AIP will be granted. AIPs have become very slow. IRCC started processing more PR, a lot of PR files, and also spousal applications. Ramphal Goel is asking, I defer to my intake to Jan now. If you have deferred your intake to Jan, that's okay because you really need to update a revised offer letter to IRCC if you've not received your AIP yet. Even if you have received your AIP and you have deferred your intake, please inform IRCC that you have done so for a specific reason. Put that reason on the IRCC web form, and that's all you need to do. If you have not got AIP, you are going to be obviously considered for January intake, not for September. If they are not updating anything to IRCC, they are going to come back and ask you for an updated offer letter. So it will be of next intake only. So Ramphal, you need to tell me whether you have AIP or not. विशालमैन, जैसे हमारी कंप्लीटेड फाइल का AIP आ गया है तो हमें पेज ओपन होने की वेट करनी पड़ेगी. यस विशाल, आपको वेट करनी पड़ेगी. अगर आपका AIP आ गया है, आप अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, पर आपको वेट करनी पड़ेगी, डेफिनेटली वेट करनी पड़ेगी अपनी फर्दर इंफॉर्मेशन की फ्रॉम VFS के. VFS कब खुलेगा क्योंकि तभी आपको passport stamping की इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी, not before that. So that is for sure. Kamal, I'm talking in Hindi too, but if you want to know in Punjabi, I don't know कि रिजल्ट कदों आएंगे, फेब दे या मार्च दे या किसी भी स्टूडेंट का रिजल्ट कब तक आएगा, इधर पे IRCC ने कोई भी अपडेट नहीं दी है. We just know that students are waiting for their AIP. ते ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ AIP ਆਉਂਗੇ, ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ rumor ਸੀਗਾ in the last ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ वेबिनार होया कि मार्च इनटेक दे बच्चे जिन्होंने मार्च फाइल सबमिट कर दी उन्होंने डायरेक्टली शायद पासपोर्ट सबमिशन रिक्वेस्ट आएगी, पर पासपोर्ट सबमिशन रिक्वेस्ट तब तक नहीं आ सकती जब तक थोड़ा वैक नहीं खुलता. तो आई डोंट नो कि हुण रिजल्ट किस तरह तो आउंगे, की रिजल्ट पासपोर्ट सबमिशन रिक्वेस्ट के प्रोसेस फॉर्म विच आउंगे या की यू विल गेट सम direct intimation about updating your new offer letter, or what will happen. We are so unclear on this. The new news is till 31st October 2020, VACs remain closed. Mr. Gill, if you've applied in Brampton in GBM, paid your fees, GIC for Jan intake, not submitted your file yet, you can submit it. You can go ahead and submit your file, but आपका result कब आएगा उस पे IRCC ने कोई भी अपडेट नहीं दिया है. जिन बच्चों की फाइल 15 सितंबर से पहले सबमिटेड थी, those files submitted before 15 September, even though they were for Jan intake, the results came out in the form of AIPs only. And now how they are going to process January files, we are not clear, but they have not said that don't submit your file. If you're ready, your file is ready, you are going to get into a queue because September results are also pending. So go ahead and submit your file. You don't have to wait for submitting your file. If you even have two refusal before biometric is valid for 10 years, yes, sir, you can apply for visitor visa, but you are not going to be called for passport stamping because passport stamping also happens in visa application centers only. So whether you have biometric or not, passport stamping is not going to happen till visa application centers open. But yes, they have said that they are processing. They are accepting tourist visa applications. If you want, you can go ahead and do it. But my recommendation, if somebody asks me for a recommendation of whether they should do a visitor visa filing right now or not, I'm going to say a no because that's not the right time. You are not going to be allowed to travel. So we don't want a third refusal on your case. So ideally, you should be waiting. And please make your funds more stronger. So third time when you apply your visitor visa, there is higher chances of your acceptance. Mr. Shivam is asking PT 60 12 complete 2086 can apply. Sorry, yes, Shivam, you can definitely apply Canada study visa with this score. That is not a problem at all. The second stage is not yet started. Second stage is only going to start when you are going to have your, when you're going to have visa application centers open. So that's when second stage starts, not before that. Yes. Next is IELTS will expire in October. CJEP college will provide a deferred letter on this IELTS or not. Yes, so you should ask your CJEP college to provide you with an offer letter, deferred offer letter right away because I can't comment on what college is going to do. So you should not wait till October end or whenever your IELTS is expiring. You should ask the college to give you a deferred offer letter right now. So they should be able to give you a deferred offer letter if your file is already in embassy. Amit. Nirmal. Is it my Nirmal? I'm watching you. Thank you, Mr. Nirmal, that you are viewing our channel, viewing our lives and videos. Yes, Mr. Nirmal, we understand that this is. Please do not pen down your questions again and again because I am coming to your questions in any case. And yes, it is very strange. We don't know why they have not given results of Feb March students. More number of students are waiting from Feb and March, and those from September and August have got their results. This is very strange. There is no trend, no pattern. We understand, and now having said that VACs will remain closed by till 31st of October 2020 has given us more doubts about the way IRCC is actually working. We are Many students are so scared. I've heard so many students have withdrawn. So many students who had in their IELTS have expired, but so many students medical has expired, and we've asked the students to redo their medical because that might be at the next requirement by IRCC. So my suggestion to you is cannot be anything more than deferring your intake so that you do not lose seat to the next intake. Another thing is that if you haven't still deferred and you're still thinking of deferring, please ask your college that which is the last date for deferment in case you do not receive your AIP even in October, because we don't know now whether in October they will be issuing AIPs or are they going to come up with some new kind of a scenario. So we are also still trying to identify that. Abhi tak passport require. Okay, Anil, there were few students I heard with some of my colleagues in the industry who had got passport submission requests even though VACs were closed in India. That passport submission request came to them because their files were actually processed in a country where in a case processing center, sister concern case processing center, जहाँ पर की वैक्स खुल गया था फॉर पासपोर्ट सबमिशन रिक्वेस्ट. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अगर आपकी पासपोर्ट सबमिशन रिक्वेस्ट आ भी गई है क्योंकि लिए आपका प्रॉब्ली केस किसी और ऑफिस से हो गया है प्रोसेस, तो भी आप बायोमेट्रिक देने या वीजा स्टैंपिंग के लिए नहीं जा सकते. इंडिया में तो खुला ही नहीं है वैक, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प. I don't know, Kamal, when Feb results kado aange, Kamal. I do not know that. I'm so sorry. I cannot tell you why IRCC is delaying. मैंने सिर्फ ये पता है that IRCC has picked up PR applicants, spousal applicants, a lot of that is being processed right now. The AIPs the trend थोड़ा slow हो गया है. Canada is also telling कि उन्होंने COVID cases increase हो रहे हैं. Canada is also saying कि March 18 2020 तो पहले वाले बच्चे ही ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं. उदय बाद उन्होंने सितंबर बच्चे जिन्होंने AIP आ गए हैं वो सिर्फ ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लिए उन्होंने रेकमेंड कर रहे हैं. जिन्होंने AIP नहीं आए हैं ते वो डेफरमेंट लेना चाहते हैं. दिस इज द लास्ट अपडेट ਜਿਹੜਾ IRCC ने ਦਿੱਤਾ है. Yes, Rohit, you got your AIP on September 20. You want to defer your application, and you are allowed to do so. Definitely, you are allowed to defer your application. But if you have a chance of starting your classes online, if you have a 2-year course, you may even start your classes online to be all risk free, so that you do not have any risk. Because right now, see what IRCC is doing, they are updating every month that now till 31st October they will remain closed. I don't know what they are going to say on 31st October. So maybe on 31st October, they say that by end of November, we are going to open VACs. In that case, you will feel that why you did not start the online classes, and you could have traveled, sooner than the other students who are for Jan 21 intake. So it's a very conscious choice to make, Rohit. So if you're doing so, be conscious about all other factors involved. Kamalpreet submitted file on 30th March. We're still waiting for AIP. My IELTS expired on 21st. Is there? You will not have any difficulty in receiving your AIP. They are not going to ask you for another IELTS, because I personally have had students whose IELTS had expired and I still got their AIP. And the last webinar of IRCC made it very, very clear that if you have submitted your file with a valid IELTS score, it will be considered till the day the file is picked up for processing, in case even if it is expired. So don't worry, Kamal, you do not have to give your IELTS again, and its expiry is not going to impact the result of your application. Mr. Sehgal is saying, I got mail from the college that admissions are closed for Jan 21 in Lambton, Mississauga College, and advice is defer my course to Sarnia campus. Since I did it. So, Mr. Sehgal, why don't you ask them to defer you to May 21 in case you want Lambton, Mississauga only, if you do not want Sarnia campus. So that is something I can suggest you. If not, then if you really want January only, then you may defer to the Sarnia campus. You do not have a choice, because Lambton, Mississauga is actually closed for most of the courses, or maybe specifically maybe your courses, and many courses are closed. Mr. Gill, if you have a refusal of 3 years, if you have a gap of 3 years to avoid refusal, you should make sure that you're able to justify why this gap has been there between your future studies to what you are doing right now. So it's very important to check that. So you can just ping me on my WhatsApp number, and I should be able to see your documents and suggest you something, or I will connect the counselor or a team to you to help you. Mr. Sagar, my consultant got AILTS that students can defer Jan intake in same campus. Is it possible? Yes, if you can, there may be a possibility that for new applications, the college is not accepting new applications for a particular course in a particular intake. But it may be possible that they are, giving you, because you are an old student, you have paid your fees, they might be giving you some seats for January intake in the same college and in the same campus. So in case that is possible, do it. You don't have to wait. One of Milandeep, one of your friends is waiting for last December. Now that's really sad. I mean, it's really sad to hear that. And I don't know in what state the student will be, but I hope he is made sure about his deferments and withdrawals and refund policy. Kindly, help them if you possibly can, so that they can secure their seat and money. Prab, AIPs are extremely slow. The last AIP I got personally was on the 28th, and I'm still in touch with my colleagues in the industry to identify if they still got any AIP today or not. I haven't had a chance to speak to them. Rugopal, if you've got a refusal, I will need to check your complete file. You need to send us an email. with your complete documents, and then only we can, the admissions team or the counseling team can assess your case and further help you. Just with the reason of refusal, I cannot tell you why you got a refusal. Um, Again, after seeing your file only, we can tell you if you need to change the course in the college, Rukupal. Thank you very much, Kamal. Um, uh, Prab, what is your result? Do you have a refusal or an acceptance? Jajal, ma'am, what about cancelling visa processing and replying because I'm waiting from end of February? Jajal, the withdrawal policy and cancelling policy in Canada is very difficult. You need to actually go through a lawyer to do so. You cannot just simply go and withdraw your case. So I would recommend to wait a little more and then look at doing what you want to do, because we still got results till 28. Till 28 we did get results, and today is just the first. So why can't I would recommend you wait for some more time. Withdrawing is not something I'm recommending to any student as of now. Yes, he deferred 2 times. Yes, Milan, good that he's saving his, seat and being patient is so important. Yes, very slow, Johnny. That's true. It's very, very slow getting AIPs nowadays. That's very true. Um, Yes. Mr. Gill, your job experience should be relevant to the course that you've chosen so that you do not get refusal. थोड़ा refusal नहीं आना चाहिए, chosen course and previous qualification या work experience. तो अगर आपका gap है जिसकी experience बनाया हैगा ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ simply ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ arrange ਕਰਿਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ definitely course ਨੂੰ match ਕਰੋ. ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਲਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਸੀਏ ਕੋਲ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਕਾਊਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਕਿਸੇ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟ ਜਾਂ ਰੀਅਲ ਐਸਟੇਟ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਕਾਊਂਟਸ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਜੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਈ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਮਾਰਕੀਟਿੰਗ ਐਚਆਰ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਆਈ ਹੋਪ ਆਈ ਹੈਵ ਆਨਸਰਡ ਯੋਰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ। Radhika, if you file for Jan intake, you don't have to worry. You just need to wait, because September and August students got their results pretty quickly, but there are students waiting. Since the last result I got for a student was I had filed the case on 11th August, and he got the result about September 26th or something. So maybe we should wait. Radhika, you should wait for some more time. So don't worry. Mm, Noor, second time deferral ਕਰਨ ਤੇ fees ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ, deferral fee. It depends, Noor. Only a particular college. There are colleges in Canada that ask you to submit application fees per deferral. But considering the present situation, most of the colleges actually dropped any application or deferral fees. So please tell me your college. I may be able to help you, Noor. Rohit, thanks for the information. Previously, I had opted for 1 year course, but now I have opted for 2 year course, and that's why I want to defer. That's absolutely okay, Rohit. If you have opted for a 2 year course and you want to defer, make sure that you tell IRCC with a cover letter why you have deferred. You can wait to update IRCC. You may update in a while because it's January intake, so that's not a problem. I hope so too, Milan, that students are, they get at least their results, positive, negative, or some update from IRCC. And I hope all of you are following the IRCC Twitter account. Please follow it. Ask your questions there. They may be able to respond to your questions. Please do that. No, it's not like that, that March or Feb intake, or especially a particular application submitted in a particular month are getting refusals. Just that AIPs are very slow, and there's no doubt about it. It's the truth that AIPs right now are very, very slow. Mr. Gurpreet launched his file on the 14th of August, waiting for AIP. Intake was September, but now deferred to Jan, and updating you in embassy as to how long would it take for results. Mr. Gurpreet, as I've been telling in the beginning of this live, and also, in the past, many videos, that I cannot tell you how long it will take for the results. But students who had submitted their files about, in July and in August, September, many of them have already got their results. if yours is January intake, it may happen that now embassy may start processing January applications at priority, or they may hold on to January applications and first process only September applications which are still pending. So we don't know. We don't know the trend. I'm waiting for the IRCs to conduct their next webinar so that we can ask some questions to them, because we all students are very confused, and IRCC is not giving any processing timeline information. We don't know how long it will take to process your application, because yours is still January intake. Students are still waiting for their September results, and most of them have chosen the deferral route. So let's see, hoping that they should be able to give us all pending results so that now January intake begins fast. Mr. Hanif, how long will it take for visitor visa? Actually, sir, visitor visa processing takes no more than 10 to 15 days for Canadian visitor visas. But considering the current scenario, I cannot say how long they are going to take. They can take 10 days, or they could take 2 months also. Because for students here, if you've been listening to us, then people have been waiting forever for their student permits. And visitor visa is not visitor visa is not an essential travel. They are right now focusing on people who need to travel for essential reasons. So Mr. Hanif, we cannot suggest how long it is going to take for processing with the visas. Mr. Iqbal Mundra, we're very happy to hear that. Congratulations to you that you got your AIP yesterday. So as per Mr. Iqbal, if he got his AIP yesterday, it means IRCC is still processing AIP students. So please wait for your results. After receiving AIP student. Okay, Iqbal, can you tell all of us, when did you defer to Jan intake? Did you defer to Jan intake before getting your AIP or after getting your AIP? So Mr. Iqbal here has got his AIP on 30th September 2020 for CDI College. He applied his file on 14th August, and he has deferred to January intake. Mr. Punar, not till Mr. Punar Singh, not till 31st October. They are not lifting any restrictions till 31st October 2020. After that, we need to wait for them to let us know that will they be extending it even further, or will they allow some students to come inside, like those who have hybrid programs for September or January intake. A student is saying that he's really depressed. The AIP is not received. Many of the knowns have received it even for November and January, but mine is still pending for September. Yes, I understand. That's the worry here, that why it's not being done on first come first serve basis. It's actually being processed random, ad hoc. Students submitted file in July have got results, but not those who submitted file in March or Feb or June. So this is the question that we are trying to raise every time in the IRCC webinars, but all that the panelists have to say is that they cannot commit a timeline on processing, but they are still processing. Manpreet, kindly consult your agent as to why embassy is not giving you results if it's been 20 days. I think it's probably because of the number of applications that UK embassy is getting right now. A lot of applications. Can I request you to please ask a consultant? If you do not have a consultant, you can write an email to the UK High Commission through your official ID that you gave in your CAS letter. My medical problem is there in Jan, so I complete my medical after 3 months in March, and after that lockdown started. So after that 1 month, I kept my file, and after 5 months, embassy gave me refusal. So nearly 8 months has gone. Thus, how could I show my gap? 8 months gap does not matter, Dijesh, at all. If you've had an 8 month gap, that's okay. Embassy accepts up to 1 year gap also. It's not an issue, Dijesh, if you've got a refusal after 8 months of submission of your file, because it's the COVID time and everybody knows that there are delays. Nowadays they are coming on GCK, the AIPs. So basically what will happen is that you will have an email ID which you gave during your application. In that email ID, they will send an email that your application has been updated. As the application is updated, you will go to your GCK account, open it, and you will have a letter over there. So basically, they are coming on GCK. So if you apply for visitor visa to visited order online application, when my file comes to Opera, for how long do they ask? They'll ask new documents or bank statement. Mr. Haneef, in usual scenarios, they do not ask any bank statements or any new documents. What happens is when you submit your file, at that time, we always take out a fresh statement and fresh bank balance certificate from the bank or CA report, whatever you are submitting financials, and they are very fresh. So it has never happened in the history of our, helping people with this visa that they ask you for bank statements or new documents unless your file stays in embassy for 6 or 8 months. So I would suggest that while you've waited for so long, you actually wait for some more time, make your financials more strong. You already have refusals. We do not want another refusal. Ideally, you should wait before submission of your file. Mehul is saying file lodged on 17th August, waiting for my AIP intake was September, but now deferred to Jan for different course and updated new LOA on 7th September. Already does course change impact getting AIP? Course change is not going to impact on AIP unless you have matched your course. A medical student cannot take a business course. A business student cannot really go and take a medical course. So make sure that your new course has some link to your previous profile. That's important. See, that's great. Another news. Mr. Punar Singh is saying one of his known got AIP last night while he had applied his file for March. It means AIPs are coming, whether it's for March or it's for any punched in application. AIPs are still coming. They are just very slow. Another question is, will the VSS open October? No, VSS is closed for total October till 31st October 2020 as per the new guidelines given by IRCC. Actually, if you agree, Canada is completely injustice of students with the plea of COVID-19 virus. Yes, Mr. Nirmal, it's been a little injustice to many students here, especially after those who not got results till now. But the good thing is that they are allowing you to do your 50% of the course while you're in India. They are returning your health insurance amount. They are also allowing you to, this entire time will be counted towards their postgraduate work permit. Also, I think they're trying to save the own citizens of their country because the COVID cases are supposedly increasing across Ontario and other regions of Canada as well. We're hearing a lot of cases coming up in the universities that were recently open for hybrid courses. So I think that's where they're coming from. Sudiksha Bishnoi, ma'am, yesterday I got my AIP, but online registration classes of my God, I had closed what I have to do now. Sudiksha, brilliant, congratulations. So I have right till now in the live, I have 3 students who are telling me that they got their AIP yesterday. So it means AIPs are coming, students. AIPs are coming, they are just a little slow. So if your online registration, you could not, enter into your classes because your online registration deadline passed. Diksha, one thing, please request your college to put you into September intake only if it is possible for them to overlook your 5 days delay only. If not, you need to defer right away to January intake. That's what you need to do and upload your new offer letter to IRCC. If they ask you, if they don't, you can upload it in a while on the web form. Dijesh, you completed your 12th in 2018. Nearly 2 years gap is there, and because of Corona and investigation, 2 years gap is how could I solve? Dijesh, you'll have to send us your documents for me to assess. I cannot tell you, like, I need to see your entire profile. I'm not really, assessing files. Otherwise, like this, it will not be fair on my part to give you the half information. I need to check. Bishnoi, she applied, I don't know. Yes, Diksha Bishnoi, could you tell us when did you apply your case? Because March students have got their results, so we would like to know that. 12th August. So Diksha applied on 12th August. I can't tell Mr. Gill again. We're still getting AIPs for September intake, so we can't really tell you that when will Jan results be out. Manu, I don't know what you're asking. AIP March, which arenge AIPs are already coming. Manu, for all students, as three students have just told us in the live that they have got their AIPs in the last yesterday. Three students have told me here. So I would like to congratulate all the students who have got their AIPs, but make sure that you secure your seats for January 21 intake. Do not forget to do that. And regarding the students whose files are still in the embassy, we don't know when you will receive your AIPs, but be assured that IRCC is processing your files. And yes, you are going to mostly get your AIPs sooner or later. Iqbal, AIPs, see, AIP is, according to me, at least a 95 to 98% visa. No, I would not say 100%, because the second stage requires a background check. It makes a medical check. It makes a criminal admissibility check. And sometimes it also checks on your documents, like there should be no forged documents. So if you have passed the eligibility requirements, if you check your GC key account, then in most probability you will be getting the second stage approval as well. But if you've not passed that eligibility requirement on your GC key portal, then then it means you are granted AIP just by the first look at your documents, and as per the visa officer, those documents were okay. So just check your GC key account if you pass the eligibility criteria. The trend going on for AIP is very slow, but three students told me here, and students are getting AIPs every day. But like earlier, the number used to be like hundreds and 200s of AIPs coming in one day, and now they are like 10 to 12 AIPs coming in one day. So I mean, for the industry that news that we keep getting, so it's pretty slow compared to before. Um, uh, what we need to understand is that VACs are going to remain closed for till 31st October 2020. So we all need to now secure our seats for Jan. We need to still wait for AIP because AIPs are still being issued. Travel will not be allowed till travel restrictions open. And I don't see travel happening actually till December also, because as per the Premier of Ontario and other regions, as per the Health Minister, the number of cases, COVID cases in Canada are rising. So lockdowns have started to happen in some places again. So it's not a very good news that came in yesterday. But if you have started your online classes, then you are going to continue that. If you're still waiting for your AIP, you will have to continue to wait for your AIP. So that's what I can say, Prab. And I do understand that you've been waiting for quite some time, but the only positive thing is that at least students are getting some results. It's not like students aren't getting results at all. So students from March are also getting results. However, students from August are also getting results. So I cannot really comment on the trend being followed. Online education is extended up to 30th April. So do that clearly mean Jan intake is also online intake? Okay, so that's a good question. See, online education has been extended till 30th April means embassy said that any student who submitted his or her file in for May 20, fall 20, or for January 21 and has to study online for 50% of their course, means the file submitted in September may go to April 21. If you see the 50% of the course, then they can do so and their postgraduate work permit won't be affected. But what I would like to say is that not all universities or colleges have said that online January intake is getting online, but the confirmation has come from University of Windsor, University of Toronto, Wilfrid Laurier University, Mohawk College, and Lambton College. So not Lambton, I'm so sorry. There are a few more colleges. I will be updating as soon as I get more details. But yes, many colleges are going online for January 21 too, because they are more in touch with the embassy, and they have probably taken decisions based on the embassy's potential forecast. January intake will be two-stage. This cannot be said because many students already got their AIPs for January. It means for them it is going to be two-stage for sure. Now students, they will be waiting for VACs to open. Since VACs are not opening, there will be no results for them as well. And we are also, students for January intake can't even start their classes right now. So, but for them, the good thing is that at least they can wait for another 1 or 2 months to figure out if VACs open. Then for them, they can have the passport stamped. Um, Oh, Dijesh, I'm sorry. You may not be able to find our number as such on Insta, but I can just give you the number here: 734767717. So you can contact us in the evening, preferably. That's 734767717. That's the Indian number. If you would like to connect to our Canada office, then I can also give you the Canada number, which is +1 647 560 7552. Yeah. So great, Sandeep. You received your AIP today. Congratulations. We're very happy about that. And students here will also get you. So 1st October also we got IIP. 30th also we got AIPs. So we are actually getting so many AIPs still, but the number has reduced significantly from the number of AIPs that were being issued earlier during the month. Sandeep, when did you lodge your file? Can you please tell us? Students here have been waiting forever to get their results. Okay, she filed her, applied on 12th of August. So that's a good news. Arbaz, as I just said, I don't know if Jan also will be two-stage process, but yes, many students have got AIP for Jan also. Those who have already got the AIP for Jan, it is going to be a two-stage for them. Visa success ratio overall 6, 5.5 and 1 after graduation. Good, 5.5, 1 after graduation is okay. We're getting visas with that, but make sure that it's a non-SDS file, so your financials should be very, very strong. Yes, Gurpreet, could you please, okay, Sandeep, if you do not mind sharing this information with our students here. So Sandeep got her AIP today. Congratulations to you, Sandeep. On 1st of October also AIPs are coming. Also, she applied her file on the 12th of August, and hopefully she will be able to share her profile with us. Sandeep, you could just tell us whether you also the SDS or non-SDS skills, and did you have any gap in your studies that can help some of our students who've been still waiting for their results from March and even intakes before that. So we will wait for you to revert if you do not mind sharing that information. And which college did you apply for? So all students who have got AIPs can actually start their online studies if your colleges are allowing you to do so. If not allowing you to do so, then you should look at deferring your intakes. Don't worry, your AIP or your second stage approval won't be impacted if you defer your intakes. You can actually defer it. So students, one thing I would like to tell you that whenever VACs open, see, we have only 10 visa application centers in India, in the major cities like Bangalore and Delhi, Chandigarh, Jalandhar, and so on, Pune, Mumbai. So there are only 10 cities which have visa application centers, जहाँ पर आपका biometric और आपका visa stickers लगेंगे. So whenever the VSS actually opens, the number of students waiting for visa stickers will be in lakhs. At least a lakh. So visa application of VSS is going to take at least 3 months, if not less, to stamp all the visas, which are under AIP. So they are going to give you limited appointments because of COVID conditions. So that's another reason why embassy is actually, IRCC is actually taking that lead time of 3 months. Every time they are announcing this, that Jan intake can be online, and visa application centers are still not open, so they are also taking the safe timeline, and they are going to probably take at least 2 to 3 months to stamp all the students who got stamp the passport for all the students who got their AIPs. So that's also a logical way of thinking when you talk about when VFS open in one day, at maximum they are going to do like 100. In maximum, one VFS can process probably 100, biometrics. And this 100 are going to include study permit, PR, as well as spousal, stamping. So, suppose 100 in one visa center, so 500 in a week in that visa center. So 10 means 5,000 in a week only. So, how much in a month? Only 20,000. And number of students who've got study permits will be 1 lakh by then. So they can actually take up to 3 months for processing visa stickers for all students. So be aware of that also. Whenever the VFS opens, make sure to take biometric appointments. Make sure that you check your GC key regularly. Even those students who've got AIPs, check your GC key regularly. If you're getting any other request letter for anything whatsoever, please check it. Do not forget to check it in, trying to pursue your studies. Ma'am, what about these students who have hybrid course? They can't do online classes and can't fly as well. So, what to do in the situation if a student therefore, so I will create a gap to do what? Arbaz, that's a good question you raised. This is students whose courses are hybrid for January intake. Most of the colleges have announced that they will be having one intake for hybrid courses as online. So January would go online for these students in case the travel restrictions do not open. So for now, you do not defer. For right now, you don't do anything. Let's wait to hear from your respective colleges. If they cannot afford to have your one semester online only, then you defer, and this is not going to create a gap in your profile. Do not worry about that. Raman, because you can easily justify this in your statement of purpose. My program is not available for Jan, so I request to Cambridge College Sudbury to defer to May on 4th September. 21st September, college has not applied. I also sent emails to college many times. Even I called them, but not replied. Raman, do you have a consultant? Please tell me that. If you do not have a consultant and you are emailing for college yourself, kindly check if you're emailing on the right email ID. Also check the inbox of your email ID. In that official email ID, you will be having sent items and inbox. You would have sent an application to Cambridge College. So pick up those email IDs to email the college. If you are emailing from an email ID which does not match your email ID given in your application, they are not going to respond to you. Make sure that when you are emailing any college, any student is emailing any college, make sure the subject matter of your email should be perfect. It should have your student ID, it appears on your offer letter, it should have your name, and it should have your request pointer. What are you requesting the college? So kindly make sure that you follow all these steps in order to get to the right person in the college. There's a Facebook page, there's a Twitter page, there's a Instagram page for every college. Go on to those pages, join those pages, get the updates regularly, and also kindly try to message on those pages. You might be able to get a reply. If you're working with an agent and your agent has also sent an email, take the official email ID and password from the agent, and you start monitoring that email ID yourself and keep communicating with the college. So don't forget to do that. But they will get back to you. Sometimes some institutions take at least 2 working weeks to get back to you because they're operating with limited staff. Manjeet, why the SDS profile सी 19 अगस्त ਨੂੰ फाइल लॉन्च ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ सितंबर इनटेक ਲਈ AIP नहीं मिले. That's okay Manjeet, you have to wait. SDS फाइल है, properly documents लगे हुए हैं, it's not a problem. सितंबर इनटेक ਲਈ AIP नहीं मिला, वेट करना है बस. अपनी ऑफर लेटर पे एक्सपायरी देख लो कि एक्सपायर ਤਾਂ नहीं होगी ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ऑफर लेटर. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ऑफर लेटर एक्सपायर होगी ਤਾਂ अपडेटेड डेट ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਵੀਂ ऑफर लेटर ਤੁਸੀਂ IRCC ਦੇ ਵੈਬ ਫਾਰਮ ਤੇ upload कर सकते हैं. Do not forget to use IRCC web form to update IRCC with any new information. So do that. Another thing I would like to tell all of you is students who got refusals and want to refile your cases. Now you've already paid biometric fees. So when you refile your cases, you already might be having a biometric instruction letter. When you refile your case, they ask you a question in the questionnaire that have you given your biometrics? Complete your biometrics. You cannot say a yes over there because you've actually not completed biometrics. In that case, you are going to say a no, and you might have to pay the biometric fees again till we that's open. So whatever we do right now, we need to do very clearly. That we might have to spend another 10 to 15,000 of Indian rupees in order to get on the right way. Manpreet, PT is also doing very well. So many students with PT have got their results. Now, yesterday or day before, a student was telling in the live that he first got an IELTS request. After getting the IELTS request, the student got, submitted his PT scores from the PTE portal to IRCC. After that, he got his AIP. So if you are a PTE student, do not forget to share your scores through PTE portal to IRCC. Don't forget to do that, otherwise you're good to go. 65 score of 62, 63, 65 on PT is going well. Sihag Singh, I do not understand you still not got your AIPs, what I understand. So, but we cannot give you a commitment on the timeline when you will receive your AIP. I've applied, Mr. Rajesh has applied his file on 30th. I can't receive AIP. My classes already started on 20th. I don't know how much time I'll wait for AIP and when will I have. Which college do you have, Rajat? I do not know, but please ask your college that you should not miss the deadline for deferring your intake. If you wish to defer, if they are allowing you to wait to start your online classes without AIP, you can do that. If they're not allowing you to start your online classes without AIP, the only option is to defer. So let me know what is the current status and what update has been given by your college. So these are most of the things that I wanted to discuss today. So not very good news is that VACs are going to remain closed until 31st October. So no passport stamping is going to happen whether you started your online classes or not. I know that many students after this news have already deferred their intake to January. Students with 1 year of your courses should ideally defer. As per my suggestion would be that. But those with 2 year courses should not look at deferment because you have a long time. You will be able to spend at least a year or year and a half in Canada for sure. Now, जो September intake the results already आ रहे हैं. Some students have just told us they got their results yesterday, today. So every day results are coming, but the number of results coming per day have slowed down, but they are coming. Mr. Hanif, yes, ideally you should wait for VFS to open to apply for visitor visa so that you do not have to resubmit your documents, or you do not have to wait for 6-7 months after submitting your file for. So let's, Navjot, no last date, please. We do not have a last date till when results will be coming for September. Irrespective of when you applied for September intake, AIPs are still being processed. There's no last date given by IRCC till when they will be processing the online results. But for sure, what you need to do is you need to make sure that your January seat does not go off, because the January is a very popular intake. Those students who couldn't make it to September have all taken the January intake. So, students with deferment some of the students with deferment are not even getting January intake offer letters. Rajat is saying my IELTS is fine in December. If I defer, then I have to re. No, Rajat, you do not have to re-give IELTS if you defer. That's okay. Your IELTS is considered valid from the date you submit your file. If it's a valid IELTS, to the date your file is picked up by the embassy. So I'm hoping, Rajat, you have submitted your file right on 13th August. So you do not have to submit your IELTS again. That is for sure. I told this in the beginning also, so student asked me the same question. You do not have to give IELTS again as per the IRCC webinar. If you have submitted a valid IELTS score on the date of submission of application, then irrespective of when the file will be picked up for the final result, your IELTS is considered valid, even if it is expired on that day. So do not worry, Rajat. And I'm hoping if you submitted your file in August, you are going to get results very soon, because so many September students are getting their results. Navjot, because September intake भी mail करी हुई PT day and 25 days old. When did you submit your file, Navjot? I would like to know that. Then I cannot give you a timeline when you'll get your AIP, but students have been waiting for more than 3 to 4 months also. So for their results, because IRCC is not being able to give us processing timelines. Nisha, AIPs are slow, but AIPs are coming every day. So AIPs are coming. There is no doubt about it, but they are slow. AIPs are coming every day. As of today's live, we have update from 3 students who got their AIPs yesterday. We have one student who just told that she got her AIP today. So AIPs are coming every day. Dijesh, I had paid my biometric fee and visa fee and recorded fees for September, but I've not gone to embassy for biometric. So again, I have to pay, or can I give old biometric fee receipt for Jan intake? So you can give your old biometric fee receipt for Jan intake, but my problem here is that when you fill up the questionnaire for doing your application, new application, revised application, they're going to ask you if you've completed your biometric. If you have completed your biometric, you have to say yes, and they will then check if you have completed your biometric, and they're not going to find your biometric anywhere. So neither will you get a biometric appointment letter, nor anything else is going to happen in your case. You'll be simply put on a hold. So I would recommend if VACs open, then you do not have to do any repaying of your biometrics. But if your VACs do not open and you submit your file before that, you will have to repay for biometrics. So that's the way it goes. Mr. Gill, you'll have to contact us on my WhatsApp or email ID, please, for this question that you're asking, that what documents should you show. But just generally, I'm telling anybody who's showing an experience letter, anyway, showing a work, should show experience letter, appointment letter, appraisal letter, and salary slips or cash pay slips if the salary is in cash, or bank statements if salary is coming into the account. So that would be my answer for you, Mr. Gill. And I hope I've been able to answer your question. Students with expired IELTS but submitted IELTS with the valid IELTS when you submit the file, do not have to give IELTS again, as clearly told by IRCC panelists last time. If you have got a refusal and you are submitting your file again, you might will have to pay your biometric fee again if you have still not done your biometric in the embassy. Otherwise, you will go into a wait loop. So before VACs open, if you are submitting your file again and you haven't completed biometric earlier, you'll have to pay your biometric fee also again. So that's all was from my side for today. And let's join again in a day or two. And then let's see if we have any further updates from IRCC, and hopefully I'm hoping that we will have some positive responses from IRCC very, very soon. So let's see if that does happen, right? So thank you very much for joining us today, and good day to all of you. Please stay safe and wear your mask. That's extremely important. That will help save you a lot. So please keep updating me on my Instagram handle or WhatsApp if you're getting your AIP, so that we can help other students and give them some relief that yes, AIPs are still coming. And thank you very much for all of who have joined us today. One student is asking a question: is there any issue in my file if I show my brother's status in Canada is on PG? You do not, ideally, Arbaz, you shouldn't be showing that, because this impacts your file negatively. We should never show family tie-ups in Canada.